Well, hello everybody. How's it going? How you doing? What's up? What's up? So, well, it's the first of this game of the new year. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get them rounded up, get them ready to roll, and we'll get this bad boy started in a minute. All right. All right.
Our
Segway.
concentration.
Hi, Cubed. Happy New
Hello.
Year.
Happy New Year. 7 days later.
Eh,
Yeah, well, still counts. We're still in the new year.
Happy New Year!
Still
Yippee!
within the first week.
It'd be funny if we went back in time and we were no longer in the new year.
It's been a year since we played this game.
It'd be funny if we went back in time and we were okay, that's
In-
funny.
Interestingly enough, if we hadn't taken
Is
the
it?
2 sessions off, this would be episode at 100.
Oh,
It is episode 100.
Well,
No,
it's 99.
yeah, I was.
Oh, it's
Wow.
99. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it.
All right. So I know it's been a good bit. So who would like to attempt a recap with what you may recall from before?
What's the last one we did? Oh yeah, 1210. Jeez Louise. Well, I can attempt one just from just kind of browsing through my notes and putting it out there. So correct me if I'm wrong, but we're at the okay, we're at the tree house, and then it's oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right. No, 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 no. That's the recap. Okay, wait. Let's see. I think I'm on the wrong one because this is farther back. No. Okay, I don't have the right one here. Oh, 1217. That's the last time we met. Not 1210. All right. Oh yeah. Last time was after we started when Sari and Zed are playing with the kids. And let's see. We learned we learned stuff about Feldrin, but how did we learn that? I don't remember who was telling us this stuff. he wasn't always a druid, and mm, mm, mm. This is going to be hard. I don't know. Okay, Veldrin's talking about he's just he's having a hard time. He feels like despite being invited there, he's feeling really uncomfortable. Nope. Maybe he feels comfortable. Maybe I'm not the right one to do it, guys. Somebody else should try. We could all try to chime in. I'm trying to look at notes instead of thinking about things from my memory because it's so long ago. And my notes just suck if I don't look at them sooner. I mean,
Hmm.
before I try to
Well,
speak
in
from
the
them.
broadest stroke, right? We went to meet the wise oak, and
Yes.
actually went inside the wise oak. Wise oak seems to be communicating to us, right, inside itself. And then also we have the lady Calestra or something like that, right? She's also
Yes.
there as a wise person.
Yes.
And for sure we were learning a bunch of stuff. I don't remember the specifics on that, but that's where we were. And we
Okay.
were actively talking to them.
Oh, I can't hear you.
No?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, but that's where we were. I don't know, beyond that, can pitch in or whatever, right? But that we kind of hemmed and hawed for a long time, of course, like we always do before actually doing anything and going there. And then it was nighttime and like, oh, the bears and the fucking people, the beavers, and turning into that. And
Oh, and there's a little pack of wolves up there when we first went upstairs in the house
right,
in the
there was something drama about actually, yeah, entering. How do we get into the house? Do we knock on the door, or do we go in, or
right.
do we not? There's wolves. Yes, there's wolves, and they're going upstairs. Um, yeah.
And we follow them upstairs. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then there's a second set of stairs we go up. And that's where there's just a room, and I think it's Calestra is like at a desk or something. We ask if this is Wise Oak, and a voice answers, and it's a face in the wood. And Kozik asks about a way forward east to find Chronosis. And Wise Oak's never heard of Chronosis. And they're heading southwest to the next town, and that I think that's where we learn about how they isn't that when we learn like how they the is that when we learn how the town just kind of uh disappears from one place and shows up in another place, like they stay a week or so and then they go to another town, and it kind of has this route that they just kind of do over and over, and that's all they know about are those towns that their town shows up next to or whatever.
And they really couldn't say too much about the other towns, yeah,
Right.
that we might like go near. The only other features that are nearby and seemed that, or weren't willing to
Yeah.
say a whole lot at any rate.
And then they were telling us that the forest, that if we try to go through the forest, that might be too dangerous and that we should go underground, which got a lot of us feeling a lot of different things. But they're saying it might be safer because the forest is dangerous. And they were telling us about some town, Karinoon. I can't read my own writing. And then after we're talking to Wise Oak, then the elf in the chair starts talking, and that's when we kind of start talking to Calestra. And the cute little wolves are all wagging their tails. Let's see. Zed asked about the stars and the constellations on his body. Mm. Oh yeah, and then the branches. Oh yeah, the branches open the ceiling, and then we can see the clears. We can see the stars. Like the branches move away, and the ceiling is gone, and we're just seeing the stars. And Calestra points to a star that is one of the stars on Zed's body. It's a constellation of the hero. And Calestra talks to Veldrin. He's feeling a lot of angst about being a druid. And Calestra says, be true to your nature. What do you desire? Peace, safety, quiet. Why are you with a bunch of loud people? Okay. um, let's see. And she goes to Zed and gives him info about the hero constellation. And then she takes her hands. Well, she had her hands on Zed's shoulders, and she says, "Sounds like you feel lost." She says, "Pick an animal and be that thing for a little bit." Um, to do just be pick an animal, be that thing for a little bit. Just disconnect. Like the hows and the whys don't matter. And then she casts a spell to find the path spell for Veldrin. And that's the last thing I wrote down, but I don't know if that's the last thing. Anybody else got anything?
That sounds about right. By the end of the last time we met, I was not really so.
Anybody else remember any stuff?
No, it's a really good summation of it.
Oops. All right.
So did it end like right there in the room with Calestra? Were we still in that room with her when the session ended? Or was there a big cliffhanger, or do you remember, Cubed?
I mean, I remember.
Can you help us remember, please?
Yeah, we ended with them casting Find the Path.
Okay.
And what all does that do again?
I'm trying to help you. It was trying to help Belgium find the path.
Yeah, but like, what are the specifics of it? I did not write stuff down.
Yeah, I didn't have any specific.
Get the link for the spell for you. Alestra. Find the path.
Who's that up on our screen there, Cubed?
Who's what?
Who's the image up on our screen?
Oh, that's Calestra.
Okay. Very paladin looking. There it is. Find the path. So it says you must know the location,
You must name it, not know
be
it.
familiar with the location. I mean, is it familiar enough to know why we're going there, like to the library in this place? Do we have to have been there before? It doesn't say you have to have been
No,
there.
I mean, to me, to me, a reasonable interpretation is like, we want to know about the city of Chronosis, not there's a city somewhere east of here. Take us there, like that kind of thing. You know, we know where we're trying to go, or whatever. That's what I think.
Okay, and even though it says you must be familiar with the location, we don't take that literally to mean you're literally familiar with it, like you've been there before or something.
Specific about it.
Familiar in like the sense that we know what it is. Like you can't say with Find the Path, like, oh, I want to go to the place where X person went.
Oh, I
Like
see.
that's fishing for information you don't have.
I see. I see. And we're going to a town and we know why we're going there and what it's about. Yeah,
And
okay.
where it is in general.
Yes. Okay.
So take your inspiration, and we're pretty much picking up right after Veldrin received a blessing.
Um, am I taking the
Yeah, who's
inspiration?
taking? Because Sari and Kozik.
Yeah.
Sorry, knew what.
I think Sorry should get it.
I appreciate that, but Kozik definitely definitely added. Let's see. Do you have an inspiration, Kozik? I already have one, so it's yours, Kozik.
All right, I may have. It's not loading. Try.
Something going on with
Let
this
me
sheet.
check for you. You have one else as well. Inanna has one. Opal has one. Veldrin has one. Zed has one. We are not using our, unless something happened and everybody has one for some weird reason, but it looks like everybody has one.
The
That's not
last
good.
few sessions we like haven't rolled any dice, kind of. So I don't know.
Right. I hope we don't get a lecture from Herr Cubid about using those up, because it's true we haven't had an occasion to use them.
Yeah, rules were involved. Just not many. So pretty much, where you guys want to go? Like what's the general idea?
Well, it wasn't it, didn't we go over there? It was nighttime.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And we're
we
still
should,
sorry.
no, go ahead. I mean, we should head back to where we were staying, get a good night's sleep, and head out tomorrow. But what happened with the path? Find the path spell. Did Veldrin get any information? Like, are we in the middle of that spell right now? What's going on with that?
He
It's
hasn't
active.
named a location. Yeah, like it's active, he just hasn't named a location.
Oh, okay. We left off right when we started that then.
Basically.
Is that right, Veldrin? Okay. So we need to Calestra to tell us what she finds then, I guess.
No, it's him. Like Veldrin gets to name the location.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, okay. So you have to name the location. Okay.
Yes.
Chronosis. That's where we're headed.
Veldrin doesn't know why the group wants to go there. Exactly.
We're going there to look at some maps and get information
There's a
to help
connection
us
to the astral
go
ship
to the
through
astral
there.
plane.
There's
Right.
experts about that going on there.
So yeah, I suppose, Vel, you did miss out on a lot of it. I mean, so more or less what ended up happening while you were gone is that Zedrin is getting totally fucked in the head by some sort of evil psychotic monster from his past, potentially, that has cut his soul in twain. More than that, really. And she's sort of like scratching her head. She's like thinking of how to explain it. More or less, we know that like we have to get to the astral sea. And it's really difficult to do that, you might know.
Mhm.
We need ships, obviously, to traverse it. We need a guide, because it's, the astral. It's like trying to travel in a dream. Have you ever tried to do that? Numbers don't exist. And then C. The things that are within the astral sea are terrifying and strange. And we need to know how not either to defeat them or to avoid them. So a library sounds like a pretty good place for it.
Yeah, we were told in what town were we in when they told us that's where we want to go to get the information we want? What town is that again?
Either
The one that,
Grinstall.
Good
To
old
yeah,
Grendel.
Gristle.
Chronosis.
It was Gristle.
Yes, and then after after we get to Chronosis, we want to continue on to the coast because there actually is a shipyard further down, if I remember correctly.
Oh, forgot that part.
And then she blinks an eye, icy blue eye, as she's like, "Yes, if you recall, we came upon a happy traveler coming to that was flying an airship." A worshipper of Eladra, no doubt. Very fortuitous for myself. A very devout servant of Eladra myself. And they said that they have airships, and we figured, airships, astral ships, how different can they be? Don't answer that question. I'll
Just
be
how
very
different can
depressed.
they be?
Veldrin looks to Kalestra because he's not sure quite how this spell works. We want to go to Chronosis.
So a smile just kind of crosses Calestra's face as she just turns towards a window, and it's almost like she knows how this. Obviously, right? She cast it, but knowing how the spell works, you just know exactly the most, basically the quickest route to get to Chronosis from here. Granted, it's going to take more than 1 day. However, at least for 1 day's worth of travel, you will know the most direct route.
There.
Well,
Which in turn would not require, if you lead the party in traveling, you would not have to make a survival check for that day. And you would also be allowed to move double your speed and still be able to make perception checks as normal. Basically, you can use that day to hustle.
Mm-hmm. And will we also know, uh, like the estimated amount of time it will take or the distance that it is? Like how much farther it is, how many more days travel it is?
Nope, the spell just specifies the most direct physical route to your location,
Okay,
not how long it'll take.
okay.
If he were to look at maps, would the path be like obvious to him on a map?
Let's see, you magically sense the most direct. Yeah, we can have it expand the maps if you look at a map.
So it's a path that is on a map that like it's been mapped.
Well, it itself is not a map. I think Veldin was asking if they looked at a map,
Oh,
would they know the most direct route via looking at a cartographer? arrangement. And and once you have mentioned that and you get that just magical ping, almost like sonar, one of the wolves nuzzles up to you with its big, dumb, happy tongue flopped out. And then it pads downstairs, quote unquote stairs.
How does it visualize, like the path visualize to him?
Well, it's just a sense. So like,
yeah.
imagine you have an internal compass, right? There's north, south, east, west, but instead of it being exact, like north from south, you look in a direction and you could hone in like that's the direction we got to go.
Okay.
So when it says the most direct route, is it just pointing you in a direction, or is it helping you actually find a route? Like if you point in a direction, but it's like dense forest and there's no path, like that's not really helpful. Does it like help you actually find a route, not just a direction?
If you read the spell, it says you magically sense
sorry.
the most direct physical route to a location you name. You must be
Okay.
familiar with the location, and the spell fails if the destination is on another plane of existence. A moving destination, such as a mobile fortress, or an unspecified destination, such as a green dragon's lair. And for the duration, as long as you're on the same plane of existence as the destination, you know how far it is. Okay, how far it is,
Oh,
and
okay.
what direction it lies. Whenever you face a choice to
Okay.
pass along the way there, you know which path is the most direct.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, great. So we do know how far it is, or Velder knows how far it is.
hmm
Yeah, so it tells you how far it is, but it won't tell you necessarily how long it'll take for you to get there.
Sure. Right.
And what direction is it telling him to go?
East.
Nothing has changed.
And how far away is it?
I don't think the spell tells us that.
It does.
Yeah,
It
it
says
does.
right here.
It says
You
you
Ah.
know
know how far it
it
is.
is.
Perfect.
Let me get that map.
Tell us in leagues how far away it is.
Oh, leagues.
At least one.
Damn. No, none of that at least crap.
Hold on, let's see.
How
Grab
far?
this.
That's definitive.
And we'll pull you to this map. Let's pull Veldrin to this scene.
Puppy.
Opal to this scene.
Well,
So 5, 10, 4. Let's see if they do the quickest route. Double move. That's going to be 2, 4. Quickest route 2. So I believe I have Veldrin and Opal on this map. So
I
the
don't see a map. I just see a
No,
house.
it's
Veldrin-
just for us too.
Yeah, it's just me and.
Oh, I
Opal.
see. Oh, I see.
So as you can see, you're right here. The icon there.
hmm
And if you turn on the journal notes on the left side of your screen, there's a little drop down that says journal notes. It'll have a little book icon with the Chronosis entry. And mind you, each of these hexes is about 3 to 4 days give or take, depending on terrain. A couple of them have been about 5 days, but anywhere between 3 and 5 days, primarily closer to 4 to 5. So that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20.
So still at least over.
At least how many days? Roughly?
Pronosius is here.
5, 10, 15.
Mhm.
1, 2, 1, 2,
So
3.
it's longer stint, about 20 days. In the closer to normal number, about a week. Wait, no,
Closer to
2 weeks.
normal number a week?
About 6, anywhere between basically like 15 to 20 days.
Okay.
At
Wow, we
a
sure set
normal
out on a
at
long journey just on the recommendation of a librarian.
at a normal pace.
Normal pace.
And Veldrin has the double time thing right now.
Yep. So you'd be able to get through one of those hexes much quicker.
Gotcha.
Is this the only map that Opal has?
Yes. The only map Opal has is in her head.
Okay.
She has perfect memory of maps, and as such, she has to travel with that in mind. So, considering every hexagon is 3-ish days, at the light end, 12.
And at the heavier end,
Heavier end if we
20.
spend 5 days in each one, yeah, 20 days. Almost a whole in-game month. But hey, we did make good progress.
Actually,
Did we?
Opal,
Are we over halfway from Grenstall?
Oh yeah? Yeah, DM?
you can give me a survival check referring to the map in your head. Okay, never mind.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Yes.
Fine. Only slightly better.
Only slightly. I'd say it's enough to give you the sense that even with your perfect memory, something seems off ever so slightly, but you're just not sure what.
Hmm. About your map? About your knowledge of how to go?
About the knowledge? About my knowledge of the map or about the map itself?
Well, if you rolled higher, you might have that information.
Yeah. Hey, take my inspiration.
Thank you. You are a blessing. Fuck, that is a natural one.
Dude,
I can't
Such a
control
blessing.
that.
that hurts. I'm taking that personally. Hey, we could use up all of our inspirations. Who's next?
It would be
yeah.
really funny.
With the power of friendship, we all.
You know what? Here you go. Have mine.
All right,
You too,
Veldrin.
buddy. Yay. Fuck.
Dude, man.
That's with a +5.
Now that fucking electronic dice machine is just laughing its ass off.
It's slowly getting higher, though.
Well, it hit the base.
Hey.
Floor.
It's gonna take all
Hey.
inspirations.
I hear another person.
In 2 more rolls, you should get a 15.
Yeah, right. Back, forward, back, forward.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming 14 doesn't change anything, just that there's some bad vibe of the map in my head.
And not so much bad vibe as just something seems not right. Something's calculating wrong.
Hmm.
Huh. You know, party, something seems just a bit off. Something's not entirely correct. I'm not entirely sure what, but something feels off.
But then we know that the spell that Veldrin just did, he's got the right information, right? So maybe if you know, take that against your own memory, you can find out where it's off.
Hmm. Fair enough. Now, on the path we go.
I think first we need to go back to our place and finish the night, get a night's sleep, and then
Oh,
get our
yeah.
stuff and go.
And I think Cube did say last session that even if the spell needed to be recasted, that could be done. Like before we left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we're fine. So we're fine to sleep through the night if need be.
Cannot hear him. Can I not hear Opal? Turn Opal up again.
Are we gonna
Yeah,
sleep?
there's no sense in sneaking off from camp in the night. Thief.
All right, I guess we can all use a bit more sleep.
Well, Neavara sort of like glances to her. I don't think you're gonna be sleeping much, but that's not a matter of need, I don't think.
Even my people need some kind of rest. Rude.
You and Veldrin can have the cool trance watch, I suppose.
Very fair. All right, Feldrin does do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I do too.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'll pull them back to this scene.
You're totally not snoring 2 hours into your sleep.
My trance.
Neovara as a child having the complex of why can't I do that?
Many things. Describes many things. Not just that, but she also turns to Kozak. Don't you still have an order of clothes waiting from them?
A what?
Don't you still have some clothes that she's making for you?
Oh yes, I think a few of us had. Yes, so we need to go back.
Yes. You might be rather upset if we leave without your nice new vestments.
Yes, they were in need of sprucing up, so definitely we should go back to the lady of the house.
Well, that's where we need to spend the night anyway, so
Yeah.
I
So do we bid goodbye to Calestra and the wisest tree and the pack of wolves?
for now, I think.
Bowing
Okay.
to the group.
Thank you so much, lady. And
Neavara.
oh,
Oh, sorry.
that's it.
Neavara will bow before she quickly jots out the door with Veldrin. Because nope, no.
One of the
Nope, nuh-uh.
wolves follows you. Just a happy puppers. I mean, up until the doorway anyway.
Veldrin will look down at the wolf. Do you want something?
it just plops its butt down and wags its tail and looks at you and tilts its head to the side.
He offers his hand to the wolf.
Almost like in a, give me I guess an insight check. All right, 10's enough. He's being pretty obvious. Almost like well, I'm so glad it was totally your idea, and it puts its head under your hand, and it just wants it scritches.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Adjusting chair. Ugh. Okay.
Oh,
Hello?
no, I just heard a sound effect when I got acted.
All right. So it sounds like you guys are heading back, getting your rest in. And there's nothing that really interrupts your long rest. It's a pretty peaceful, it's warm, it's safe. Kind of like that feeling you got back in Bonk Village where it's like, man, we're finally out of the forest. We actually have rooms and like accommodations, and we can sleep without worrying about getting ambushed or jumped or skeletal things attacking us or ghosts or monsters or whatever. It's just we can finally just sleep with the safety of knowing we're in a safe space to do so. And this is very much like that. You don't really have to worry about any interruptions to your evening. And yeah, you get your relative rests in. For those of you who do rest.
Yeah, I'm resting hard.
Resting like a stone and resting like a rock.
Like stone in the earth, one might say.
But I'm pissed.
Dwarven forerunners.
And pretty much, well, I guess the ones who would be awake first would be Opal and Veldrin. You see, do half elves have to do? I think half elves still do full rest period. I forget.
Well, I have been for the last year, some guess.
Yep,
So
half elves still have
if,
to do the long rest period. Okay.
if a
Okay.
human, so if you had a human mother with a half elf baby, and that baby didn't have to sleep, that doesn't sound very
Oh,
good.
Just makes you
That
feel
elf
sorry
dad.
for.
That elf dad better be putting in the work.
The elf dad's like, "What? What's the big deal? I don't know what having a kid. What's the big deal?"
One that doesn't sleep great. Yeah, let me
yes.
see.
A half elf baby. That's a constant alarm clock. Hooray!
Yep. So, you wake up. Well, I guess the question is Veldrin and Opal doing anything? As technically the first one's awake.
Yes. Cards.
I will take that as they wait for everybody to wake up.
awkward silence between them.
Wait, what was that?
I was asking, is Veldrin or Opal doing anything as the first ones awake, or just waiting for everybody else to wake up?
Hmm. Pondering the new artificer. No. Just waiting for everybody to wake up.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that he would say to her.
Awkward silence all morning until Neobar wakes up and
Hey!
goes to go pray.
Spe-
She's like,
to put
Jesus
it
Christ, you two.
to put it simply, they were sitting in awkward silence all night. Nothing has changed.
He's so quiet for
Just because the sun's up doesn't mean they're gonna talk now.
1 minute.
I feel like Opal and Veldrin have a common
Opal's so quiet, and
understanding.
then the next minute it's blasted my
Until they
ears.
wake up, nobody talks.
Children's like, I have a book. We're cool.
I have armor that does cool things. And that is all. Alright.
All right. So pretty much the evening goes on, and like I said, you get your long rests in, nothing happens, and those of you who eventually awaken, those of you who are already awake would know this, but there's the smell of like, well, it smells like something's cooking, but you know these people don't really seem to use fire in these houses, so it smells nice. You would know that, you know, the familiar sounds of kids laughing, cheering, causing commotions, running around, randomly bickering, you know, things that kids do. Where?
I imagine yeah.
No, go for it.
No, you.
Well, if there's something cooking, I think that we ought to go investigate. Maybe they don't eat. Maybe they don't use fire, but like maybe they recognize that we're a bunch of outsiders. And serving us tartar for more breakfast might not be the best idea.
I don't even think they have like a cooking situation there. They're in a tree.
Carefully.
Magic
No, but
is
remember they didn't even have a stove or anything in there.
I mean,
Wait,
No,
It's a
but when we
very-
looked at the
What are my
kitchens and
notes?
stuff, they didn't have a stove or
their
they
names.
just had like countertop and stuff, but no stove.
again, magic is a wonderful thing.
Alternatively, dark timeline scenario is that someone broke into the tree and has obviously set everyone on fire, and so therefore we're going to walk down to a pile of corpses.
Well, that's obviously the only other option, Nevar. I'm so sorry I didn't.
I mean, cook flesh is good flesh. If you're gonna be like, oh, it couldn't happen. I know that there is a spell called produce flame, but also
Not saying it couldn't happen, just reminding you what the place was like.
she will roll upright, grab Veldrin by his shoulder, and be like, Jesus Christ, okay, come on. We could wait for Zedrin to get up and be ready. We can wait for Kosik. Or we can go investigate what the smell is.
We can.
Perfect. And so with her hand, she puts both of her hands on his lower back in order to shove.
He goes.
Perfect. Is anyone gonna come with us?
I mean, yeah.
You're going to see what
ready
the
to come
smell
downstairs.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, what's that smell? Let's go check it out. Smells like good food.
There it is. It was Larcos and Marina. Okay. So you make your way downstairs.
Yes.
Geese.
All right. So you make your way downstairs, and pretty much you see that there's like this the best way to describe it, and this is outside because you're looking you're looking from inside out, and you see outside that there's this like sort of this grill of sorts, and it does seem to be made of like stone and what have you. Think
Oh,
of it
it's
as like a what do they call the ovens, the
Dutch ovens?
yeah. Basically, it's like one of those, and they have one outside, and there appears to be like meat inside of it that's getting cooked. So they do use flame, just not in the houses.
Makes sense.
And so yeah, you definitely get the smells of basically a breakfast. Maybe some kind of roasting boar.
A dwarven feast and wonderful.
I.e. druid bacon.
Druid.
Where's the meat
Bacon,
from?
bacon.
Joke.
And yeah, downstairs there's still Larcos doing his normal morning routine of sitting at the table and kind of sort of watching the kids as they're running in and out the door, chasing each other constantly, playing games of tag, picking up stuff, throwing it around, being carefree. And of course, as you guys stir from your slumber, Marina greets you individually. So essentially, if you had an order for clothing, she has them ready for you. And since I know Kozik is still here, so she would
Yes.
walk up to Kozik with a brand spanking new pair of Noble's clothing with all sorts of elegant embroidery that, give me a investigation.
You.
And I'll say it's with advantage.
So, investigation with
Okay. So it would have been a 13, but you have -1. So you look at these clothes. Also, what up, Uni? You look at these clothes and the embroidery, the stitch work, not only did she take the clothes that you had and repaired them, but she also almost seems like she reinforced it, but did it in a way that looks more like form than function. Just relaying just how skilled she is with her tailoring, and probably why she would be known in these other towns. But of course she's very humble as well, so she never really Like, at no point, just thinking of the conversations you had with Marina, at no point did she ever like brag about it, about her skills. She was just like, I could fix that for you. I can make this look nice. She's very fashionably knowledgeable. And yeah, so this clothing is very high quality from your investigation and befitting of no less than a noble of your stature.
My lady, this is truly, truly unique, and what a skill you have. The embroidery at the cuffs and at the collar, the fur sticking out just so. This is incredible, and I bow deeply. And I know that to offer money would be vulgar in the extreme, so I certainly don't want to do that. But yeah, all I can do is show my noblesse by my gesture.
She just bows in response. It was my honor and pleasure. It's been almost a month. Can't remember her voice. And let's see, I think Zed was getting some new threads. I'm trying to remember who all was getting threads.
Yeah, I think so. I know that she like examined Zed's outfit. I didn't know. I forgot if I was gonna get anything or not.
I don't think he did.
I believe that we said yes, or that you said yes, I should say.
Yeah, Zed wouldn't have turned it down. You
I
know,
thought we
I
were
don't know.
outside playing, like we kind of missed that whole thing or something. I don't know.
It was offered to us, and we didn't take it.
Oh yeah,
Like
know
I know I
that's-
didn't. Sorry, didn't. But I thought
Zed
Zed
and
was
me,
out.
Vard talked about it. But we also had like come to the conclusion that she was working on Kozik stuff, and that would take her a bit.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I remember Kozik was getting something fancy.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember she was acknowledging Zed's clothing and asking about that, and then she was also taking note of Niavara's clothing. And when Niavara's talking about it was given to her from a draconically inclined person. I think Kozik
Yes.
was the one who for sure put in an order.
Yeah, I was hanging out with her, drinking birch beer, or whatever, while she was making it for a bit.
All right.
Yeah, and Sari's not much of a clothes horse, so she's just like, my clothes are fine. They're still in good shape, so I don't need anything.
Cool. But you
He was
guys
like,
are pretty
makes
much.
it easier for me.
What's up?
I said, you're like, it makes it easier for me.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys are, awake, and pretty much you're left to your own devices today.
Well, are we going to hit the road? Are we hitting the road today?
Yeah, I don't think we have any other reasons to stay.
Yeah, I'm ready. On the other hand, I could stay here forever, but we've got things to do.
It's-
So
Yeah, it is quite nice here. I will
Yeah.
say, just put it out there. Granted, with this spell, we want to make use of it, but the two other towns, the one to the north, that's all like walled off, and then the one that is kind of more like a village, bit to the south. Do you have any interest in visiting either one of those spots?
honestly, I'd like to just get a good day in that spell. The first day you can cover a lot of ground.
Right. So. I mean, I was just bringing it up because if we're leaving, they're going to be behind us, and we're going off east. So, I'm perfectly fine just getting on the road,
I vote
making
for
use of that.
moving. I vote for moving east. Any questions that I had about those two towns in the vicinity, I was sort of met with a sort of non. I guess I don't. Yeah, I don't know what would await us in these two places. There wasn't too much to recommend them.
Right.
Yeah, I've got no real inclination of stopping there, but I just figured I'd mention. And Zed starts to kind of stand up, and I'm sure little one will kind of scamper up on his shoulder, and the raven will land on his other shoulder, and he'll just do a big stretch. Oh well, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let us.
Yep.
Cabin.
Mm. I will say, there's always a place in a grand puzzle, right? We might not see those towns right now. We'll see them eventually.
Perhaps
Maybe
we may
one of
find
them-
ourselves back to this wooded village as well.
Exactly.
We get one of them fancy
Or
ships. We could fly our way back here.
Wave at everybody from the
Oh.
sky.
And before we go, though, can I impress upon maybe the lady of the house or somebody else to, if there's any rations we can take along with us or any sort of food comestibles?
So you're asking Marina?
Yeah, I say, okay, yeah. Dear lady, I hate to impose upon your generosity even more, but there may be some tough miles ahead out east of us, and I wonder if you have any nourishing treats or food that we can take with us.
She taps her chin and looks outside and does like a hand gesture to the stone oven that is currently making things, meats. And as she it's almost like simultaneously when she points towards the door, you see Larkos turn around and poke his head in with a thumbs up. Yes, of course. Come and get some. There's plenty for everyone. He's basically, and actually, when he does that, you see that he's wearing this apron. Let's see, what languages do you know?
I know Sylvan and Dwarf and Common.
Because it would probably it'd be in Sylvan, and it just says like the words on the apron. It says "kiss the cook," and as you notice that, he points to the wording on it, and then points to Marina, and she just blushes and smiles, and Mosey's out there.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so what is this kind of equal to in terms of if we take a bit of what's going on?
So you can roll me a d10, and that will be how many rations you get.
Okay. Go. Roll. No. Hey, no need to be too greedy, I guess.
We do still have our coin.
Yeah.
I mean, it also would make sense. This is like hot out of a grill, so you're only taking a couple, so you can spread it out a little bit, so you're not just carrying a wad of hot off the grill like meat and stuff.
Yeah,
we
these
don't
are
want
like
to take all
ultra
their food.
muffins.
Actually, we'll even say like maybe that would have been more, but as as he was about to offer some, the kids just keep like running back and forth and like taking like a piece of bacon off, and then run off again, and then like a couple minutes later they come back, and then another piece of bacon like mysteriously disappears, and it's just like whenever these kids show up, another piece just starts disappearing off the grill. There
And
we go.
I definitely tuck the goodies carefully into my pack to show respect.
Well, my dear wife here says you'll be departing soon. I can only say it has been exhilarating, and the kids seem to truly enjoy the company. But we also understand that paths must part at some point. That is the way of nature, after all.
It is.
It seems to be that way.
And as you say that, he just sort of pats you on the shoulder. But part of nature could also be paths, rivers reforming and merging again down the line. You never know. Fate
Yeah,
works
that'd
in
be a-
mysterious ways.
That's right. It'd be a joy to see you again if we do.
Yes,
Likewise.
until that day.
So you guys start moseying away.
Yep. I walk backwards for a time and shield my eyes from the sun to see the beautiful sight of the village as it recedes into the branches and brambles and such.
And it's-
what a lovely place.
And as part of that backdrop disappearing, the Larkos family are all just, on their doorstep waving as you guys leave. The kids are happily waving, but there's there's a little bit of sadness that their friends are leaving, but they are still excited.
Fare thee well, friends.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. And you guys hit the road. And an important question. What flavor today, Niavara?
I think she's gonna. If you're referring to like how she's presenting herself, she's going to remain the Eladrin she's been presenting herself as until they're well outside the view of the village. Oh, but if you're talking about the god she's worshipping, they're in the town, so she's gonna focus all of her energy on the traveler. Because, you know what? Doing blood sacrifice inside this nice, calm village of druids might not be the greatest look.
Well, at this point, whether or not that is the case, that will be a secret for the shadow to only know.
Certainly wasn't, able to find anything from inside them.
All right, so we are back to traversing. So let me get. And you guys pretty much left in the morning. So the question is, what pace do you guys want to go at? Like a
good,
normal
nice,
pace
and
or
fast,
speedy,
steady pace.
since you know the
Don't we get
direction?
that double thing the first? Didn't you say we get like a double?
Yes,
A
so
really
you
good
could
clip the first day.
basically you can move through the grid, the hex hastily, knowing where to go. And so basically, if you move hastily, normally you'd have disadvantage on checks, because you're moving so fast. But you know exactly where you're going, at least for one day. So you can move hastily, and so here are your options basically. So you can double move, and basically not have disadvantage on any checks, or you can move at a normal pace, but you'd have advantage on any perception checks.
Hmm.
So it's sort of, you're going slower, but you can be more observant, or you can go speedy and just see things as normal because you know the safest route to get from point A to point B.
Do we know the safest route?
Yes, you do,
That's good.
The spell.
but you
Okay.
know the most direct route.
I say we should pick up the pace and do what we can with the advantage that we have.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
And I will have. So you're leaving town, you're here and there. You know what? It could happen. Everybody can roll me a D100. The only number that will matter are numbers in my head right now because I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody do 100.
Yep. Oh, close.
Let's
All right.
go. Oh, that is 2D100.
Yeah, that
Holy
was.
cow.
Wait a minute.
That's cool that you have two round numbers, though. That I'm
should
never
I
seen that
just
happen.
delete it, or will you only count the first number?
I'm just gonna count the first one.
Gotcha. That is.
Why does Zed say price gouge?
Is it the
'Cause I haven't
character maybe?
reselected my token.
Oh, okay.
Prices from Wednesday session.
a
Ah.
funny little? Nice name, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Oh,
So-
haha! I just got that.
He's a used he's a used wagon salesman.
That's good.
A character derived from a one shot.
That's awesome.
Kozik roll. Kozik got 78. Okay. So yeah, you hit the road. You know exactly where you need to go. And it sounds like double moving. So let me update my map real quick that you guys can't see. And yeah, feel free to interact for a minute while I update my thingamadoohickey in the back end here.
Thingamadoohickey.
Kind of picturing it's like
One.
a bit of denser forest,
They're double
Um,
moving.
and so there's maybe some knocked over trees and
No, I do.
some like low hanging, vines or branches or something like that. So as we're all following Veldrin, and then probably close behind Veldrin is Opal. Zed'll be taking note maybe from the little kids that just wouldn't stop running around and horse playing. So he'll be like, if there's a log that's down, he'll like jump up on the log and like balance beam across it. And, like he's just doing stuff like that just to kind of pass the time as we're moving through.
Yeah.
Although we're basically whacking the bush here, it feels like we're moving forward on a racetrack.
Are we whacking the bush? I thought we were on a pathway.
Yeah, it's still bushwhacking. It just tells you the
Yeah, the whole
most
point was
direct
there
route
was
there.
no way forward. We were like, yeah, there's this sort of like forest that we're like trying to, but we know
Oh,
the way
okay.
through.
All right, let's take this, put this right
Hmm.
here.
I didn't get that we were bushwhacking. Okay.
3.
Hmm.
But hopefully
Which
we'll come
means
upon a real road and we can set our boots on some
2.
nice firm ground. Really make some time too.
that's a yes. Hopefully, that's a big hope.
And what about this traveling underground that was suggested? That might also be a possibility.
Niavara claps her hands together as she's like, well, I love the idea. On the other hand, I also understand if Veldrin might immediately hate the idea right now for unspecified major reasons.
Unspecified major reasons. Well, I can't say it's my favorite idea. I'm not one for leaving the sky behind, but if that's what presents itself, I guess I'll do it.
As long as it's not some sort of goblin's cave, I feel quite at home underground. It's nice and cool.
Goblin caves aren't that bad. I don't even see much of a difference between them and the dwarves. They're
I
both
see
so
what you're
short.
trying to do. I see.
Uh-huh.
I shan't bite at that.
Oh, but come on. And she shortens
That's
herself down into dwarf size. See, I'm barely taller than a goblin right now.
Oh,
This is
you
big
are
feet
cheeky.
size.
You are a cheeky one. I'm just in too good of a mood to really feel sour about it, though. Ha ha ha.
Never mind. That makes me think of Mandark the Terrible
Hmm?
from Dexter's
Oh.
Lab. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha
Ha
ha.
ha ha ha. No.
Mandark the
She'll straighten
Terrible.
herself back up and she's like, It's
Where
so difficult for me to maintain tiny forms like that. Christ alive.
the hell is?
I know that I can, but like imagine having to like squish your spine that much. So unpleasant.
Is it?
Oh wait, I'm realizing that like my complaints mean nothing to you.
It's a backdrop. Where the
Well,
hell is
not
it?
nothing, but
You can't imagine compressing and then uncompressing your spine at will.
no, I'm quite bulky here, down here, so
There it is.
And as fun as like I can break my wrist at will, like bones don't really exist. And she sort of just lets her hand become like a floppy tentacle-like appendage.
Oh, that's lovely.
I mean, shape-shifting, you know.
I wish there was something clever I could say,
I
but
mean,
I'll keep mum.
No grid.
we have Lord Zedrin over there. I have no idea what he's doing. She's watching him skip across logs. What is he doing anyway? She'll turn to sorry for advice here.
Well, I was just thinking about joining him. I think he's still got a bit of the kid in him from playing. And she skips
Why
off
is
to join him on the
over there? What
logs.
the heck?
What is it? She'll look to Kozik. There's no better answers. What are they doing?
No.
Backdrops.
Zed's just kind of like, so he's like trying to plot this course almost. So he'll jump up and like swing off of a branch and try and land on another log, or like land on top of a rock and then leap to another sort of tree or something like that.
I don't get it.
All
She'll
right.
turn to Opal, Opal and Veldrin, the last two. What are they doing?
Not.
Thank you. I'm not insane.
So you guys are free to give me a perception check. As normal.
All of us?
Yep.
Being perceptive. Let's see.
26, 20, 21. 26, 20, and 21. Okay. So, Anana would spot things first. And then Kozik and Veldrin would sort of spot it a little bit after. But Anana, throughout the day, you've just been hustling through the brush, following Veldrin, which kind of makes sense too. But you've been following Veldrin through the forest. He knows exactly where he's going. When it kind of seems like you get to a like a walled off section or a hill or an outcropping or something that seems like it's blocking your way, Veldrin knows exactly how to get around it in the most direct route possible. So say it's like a really wide like stream with like rapids or something. Veldrin just looks a little bit to left and right, knows to go left, find the route that the stream is not as active, and just crossing it, right? So it's just stuff like that. However, even with that being said, as you are not necessarily leading the party, Inanna, you are fairly certain that there is a faint glow nearby. It's very hard to notice. Because at this point there's still sunlight, but it's kind of becoming sundown. So there is, like I said, there is sunlight, but nighttime is very close.
Mm-hmm. So wait, was Nevar the only one who noticed the glow?
I'm just giving you a chance to act first because you spot it first.
Oh. She'd probably like tap on Veldrin's shoulder because like I'm assuming the way that things are probably set up is that she's right behind him more or less. And she'll sort of be like, "Hey, strange and upsetting things over there to the side. Unnatural. And arcane."
Anomalies detected.
Hi. Can you hear me?
My internet has not been having a great time.
So, to repeat myself, she'd probably tap on Veldrin's shoulder to be like, "Hey, over there to the side. Something strange and upsetting. Unnatural and arcane. Not necessarily nefarious, but not malign, not benign either. Do you see it? The glow in the woods.
He will look. Does he see it?
Yep.
Yes, he does.
That's not right. What are we gonna do about it?
How much of a hurry are we in?
How long do we have on the spell?
A day?
And it's already been. We lost probably 8 hours for sleep.
Was
Yeah.
it recast before they left?
We
Cube?
recast it, yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It was just sort of a hand wavy. It's
Got it.
basically it starts when you guys leave.
Is it following us, I guess, would be the question. Because if it's following us, then we need to handle it quickly. She'd probably also whistle to Zedrin, using Thieves Can't because you know, she's able to chat with Veldrin quietly because they're like back to back, or she's right behind him. But she'll sort of make some hand gestures to Zedrin would mean, "Hey, look over there. Something very strange and unusual in the woods."
Yeah, up to that point, he wouldn't have noticed it because he's jumping around and rolled a 12. But he'll like stop probably on a rock real quick, and he'll, Inanna catches his attention, and he'll kind of like crouch a little bit, like not being very inconspicuous, and he'll just kind of turn and just start scanning the horizon just through the trees.
And then Sari picks up on all of this immediately. She's been watching their thieves camp for a long time, and while she doesn't know what they're saying, she knows something's up. So she also stops and starts looking around.
All right. So you stopped.
Is this something we should really be getting hung up on?
Do you not
I
see it?
what are you seeing, Inanna? I see something glowing, but can you tell more of what's happening?
Yes, point it. Let's see what.
Inanna, tell me what you're worried about.
I mean, and she sort of like looks over her shoulder to Sari, like, "Do you know how potentially strange a glowing light in the middle of the woods is, considering how deep in the woods we have to be?"
This is
Well,
true. Could be a many things. I mean, it could be like that fire pit that we came across.
Well, I guess my mind just goes maybe or to some wood elves or
The
something, but
duality of lifestyle, I suppose. It's just some wood elves versus me. And clearly, that's either a fire, some torches, or something wholly unnatural.
Do you want to check it out?
It's a matter of we probably should.
have we
Right.
not learned our lesson by now? She has to say it. That's her nature.
What lesson, perhaps? That we shouldn't poke our nose into things? In which
Oh,
case, never.
just following stuff that's not hurting us one way or the other and falling
Yes,
into a mess.
could be
Well, right,
following us.
because we're not over there, are we? But if we go over there, then we've got a problem, maybe. But if we don't, maybe we don't.
What if it follows us?
Well,
Then
then we'll
we've
do
lost the
something, eh?
chance for surprise. Canadian
Yeah,
wood elf.
Well, I volunteer to go see what it is.
Is it giving you a bad feeling, Inanna? You seem a little bit like it spooked you a bit.
It's more, and she's like struggling how to phrase it. I know what it is to be in the middle of a city and like have eyes on you. I don't like being in forests. I think I've made that abundantly clear.
Being a
anything-
cave dweller.
Well, only partially. I think we should go examine at least what it is. If
Well,
that's
maybe
okay.
we should do a spell of detection. See if we detect any evil intent or.
It's hard to know. I get better vibes just by thinking about it once I see them.
Right. I guess it's not. That's a little. Don't need to do that yet, I guess. Not that it would stop us if it was. So yeah. Well, I say we stay together. So if you're intent on checking it out, I say we all go together.
Fine idea. All right, so we approach the light.
So is it like a singular glowing light, or is it like a bunch of different lights, or what are we?
So as you approach, it's a singular light, and it's just hovering there. But then it starts to move as you get closer. It seems to be moving away.
Are there any details about the light? Is it just like a ball of light?
Just a ball of light.
And the closer
that-
we get, the more it's moving away.
Zed's gonna stop and kind of try and get everyone's attention. And he'll just kind of quietly say this to everyone, but so you'll remember not too long ago in that cave or in the basement that ended up being a cave, and there was that light that I was trying to catch in the water, and
All
it just kept
right,
going away and far away, and it's always stayed just out of reach.
right.
What are the chances that this is anything like that?
Well, quite high, I guess.
I would think probably it's the closest thing that I can reference.
How important is getting to Kenosis?
Well, it's only there's no like immediate sort of reason. We were going to meet with the fella that gave in on that sort of card, and then just realistically, the immediacy was trying to look for you.
Yeah.
But
I will say I have heard stories in my time investigating the Fae of things known as will-o'-the-wisps, right? There are stories of them, like things that draw people out into the woods. Balls of
Mhm.
light that appear and then drag you further and further out. They're just like things that interest you.
Right, and they take you off your path.
I mean, that seems like a pretty good indication of what that motherfucker is.
so speaking of like getting off path,
Hmm.
and he'll look at Veldrin. I know there's not like a road or anything, but can you point where you feel like we're supposed to be going? And that, like, what I'm really asking is that thing's not going in the direction that we're trying to go, right?
It is not.
So
You-
We should take advantage of Eldrin knowing which way to go right now. I mean, maybe we can get out of the thickness of this forest before the spell's over and get to a road or something. But the longer we wait, the less chance, right?
I'm kind
Yeah.
of with that as well. And if this thing's just going to follow us and do nothing, then I don't really mind it, unless it's keeping us awake at night because it's so fucking bright.
I mean, we'll see if it follows us at all. We can always just try and, and she takes out a knife and twirls it in her hand. Like, Maybe you can't do it with a knife, but like
Zed just
that's what
turns his
arrows are made for.
Zed turns his hand over, and you just see like a little ball of fire just kind of forms. He's like, "Oh, I got your idea, yeah." And he closes his hand
Yeah.
back up.
Very astute. In which case, I think we just keep walking. And if it follows us at all, we set it on fire and make friends.
Zed's gonna just kind of whisper up to the raven on his shoulder. He doesn't want it to go anywhere, but he just kind of wants that raven to keep eyes on the wisp, so that if he needs to, he can look through the raven's eyes and see where it is, see what it's doing.
So you guys
That's a
pretty much
great
ignore
idea.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to not chase it.
we're gonna ignore it and keep heading on our path.
It does not seem to follow you.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Oh, you sound disappointed.
I mean, wonder what it was about.
Oh yeah, that's always it, isn't it?
So you continue east. Get my main map. They are
At this
here.
point, after all of that, I think not like Zed's all serious and whatnot, but he's not jumping around and
Yeah.
climbing on trees and stuff anymore. He's kind of keeping an eye out and trying to keep
Yeah.
pace with everyone so we can keep moving.
Yeah. Get through the thick of it.
All right. So, as I said, it was already getting to be close to evening. So, that time does eventually come. And so, what do you guys do? You guys want to set up a camp, push through the night, maybe get a little more time out of the spell's effect?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty well rested after staying in the village for a number of days, and since we've got a full day on the spell, I'm up for pushing through the night. What y'all think?
Yeah.
As
Let's
long as
keep
we
it
have
going.
this advantage, I think it should be used.
I agree.
I agree to
Great.
that as well.
All right.
Yeah, let's
So-
travel.
Pushing through the night would net 1 level of exhaustion.
And for those that don't have like dark vision or anything, Zed's gonna have his short sword out and glowing.
What does 1 level of exhaustion mean practically?
So basically, because you didn't, go to sleep, exhaustion just gives you disadvantage on skill checks.
Okay.
Where do we mark that?
Just under your picture, there's gonna be 3 dots above the initiative and 3 dots above proficiency. It's that first dot on the far left.
Well, that's what that's for. Neat.
Oh, exhaustion level 1. Interesting.
I was wondering if it showed you when you hovered over it, if it would show you what the effect was. Oh wait, is it in
It
the?
just says exhaustion level 1.
I
Oh,
just
if
thought it
you
was
go to your
negative.
if you go to your conditions, the little lightning bolt tab, second to the bottom, it is a condition. You can hover over it and you can see what the different levels will give you. So 6
Lightning
levels of
bolt
exhaustion
tab?
equals death. Yeah, on the far right, you know how you can like click the spells tab or your inventory.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
My browser just
Lightning
The
bolt,
very
okay.
bottom, the little lightning bolt.
Okay.
Yes.
And then on the left, the second one should down should be exhaustion. If you hover over it, it shows you each of the levels and what the negative effects, I guess, of being exhausted.
Okay, thank you. Awesome.
So yeah, don't get to level 6 exhaustion.
No. Wow. Level 1's about all I wanna do.
Yeah, I don't really want to push it.
They all look terrible. Speed halved, geez.
All right.
Thank
So
you for
we're
showing
in the
that.
night. Swords at the ready.
So if they power through the night, I will reduce this grid.
Jam it along. I'm thinking of when it was just Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. The three of them after Pippin and Merry, just running through the day and running through the night and just moving at a pace. That's what I'm seeing. If y'all remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
That only seemed to make them stronger. Way though, we
Yeah, they
don't
come out of
really-
that pretty good to go.
I know, but I mean they're going at a good clip and just moving
Oh yeah,
along.
they don't rest.
Yeah.
All right. So you power through the night all the way until the next morning when the effects of the spell finally wear off. But you're confident that you have covered a lot of ground with the use of that. Let me check my marker. 1, 2. Yeah, they're almost there,
Have we
actually.
come out of the thick forest or are we still in the thick forest?
Oh, it's still forest. It's just
Okay.
you've found the quickest route to where you're going, or towards your direction, towards your destination.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, Velgen would definitely feel that sixth sense fade away. Just like being that compass that Veldrin had of best direction to go and best route to take just falls away. And maybe it's more leaning towards the fact that you power through the night and you're just getting tired and you're getting tired. And you know how when you get so tired, you're just like, oh, I'm aware I'm tired and my brain's just not able to function like it normally does. But one way or the other, however you want to narratively describe it, the effects of the spell have waned.
Keep moving. Or what do you think?
Actually, and Opal would not suffer the exhaustion
Oh, wait. Opal
'Cause
does
you don't
not
sleep.
suffer exhaustion.
And
Yeah.
Sari's pretty strong. I mean, she's tired, but she's not exhausted. She's pretty.
And Drow don't sleep either. They trance.
Let's see.
The benefit's not having any muscles.
Let me technically the stated rules: the players could die from exhaustion after traveling for only 8 hours.
Well,
Well,
if folks are
it's
tired, should we stop for a rest?
it's not necessarily purely just a sleep thing, but just you've still been walking for
Real.
24 hours,
Yeah.
But Opal is technically a construct, and so they don't suffer from that.
Opal is all magic.
I mean, so we've walked this far, right? Opal, you're the
Yes.
mappy one. How much further until we get to something resembling civilization?
Depends on a few things. It could be the fact that there's a new town in our way that wasn't on the map I looked at. Aside from Kenosis, were there any other towns in the way? Or
Wait,
nearby?
are you seeing a town? What do you mean there's a
No,
new
no.
town?
No.
What I'm saying is there could be a new town on the map that Opal saw to,
Oh,
remember where Kenosis is.
right. She only saw what was on that map. She doesn't know
Yeah.
what's really there.
If the map was outdated, she wouldn't know any of the
Right.
things that were new.
Right. Right. Well, how's everyone feeling? Do we need a rest or?
I mean, if we're going to rest, I would prefer
I
this to be.
say we
Wait, let
rest
her
at.
finish. Let her
Oh,
finish.
sorry. Okay.
We at least get a little bit further to like see if we can not be in the She gestures around wildly. The murder woods?
The murder woods.
All
Yeah,
woods are murder woods if you think about it like that.
exactly. You're understanding me now. You're learning. I will
Should I
treat
call
you fair.
every cave we see a murder cave?
Actually, no. You don't do the murder in the cave. That's where you put the body. You're mature.
Regardless, even though I know all of you are tired, I can still lead us for the remainder of the day.
I mean, I think that's not a bad idea. I think we keep
And
walking.
yes,
And what are we looking for? Like, what's the?
signs of civilization, friend.
Okay. Or at least a road, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a sign of
Exactly.
civilization. Never mind.
Honestly, I think a road might be less safe than just the woods. That's where
Yeah,
bandits are.
for resting, absolutely. I don't always trust those civilized people, many of whom are not so civilized.
Regardless, keep moving.
Okay, so continuing to move. All right, so gonna power through the day.
Why are we powering through this day to get ourselves so exhausted? I don't
Well,
get it. Why?
so I'm
Why
thinking
just a
about it.
short rest or something?
I'm thinking about it OOC, like mechanically. It's if we rest now, it wouldn't have made a difference than if we rested last night. Like the whole point of like getting exhaustion is that we does that make sense? Like there's no point to get exhaustion if we were just going to rest as soon as we got it.
Unless we were being chased or something like that.
Yeah.
Having to run away.
So I feel like if we go the rest of today with this like boon of exhaustion or bane, I guess, um and then we rest this evening, we do a long rest, hopefully if we're able to, and then we're kind of still on the travel, because if we long rest now, it's daytime, so we'll be traveling at night again by the time we wake up.
Which is
Right.
So
not
if we just push it a little bit, I feel like then we do a long rest, we kind of get back on a normal sort of rest at night, walk in the
Right.
day.
Right.
And that's all, fingers crossed that works out, but
Right.
yeah, I
And
guess.
today we're not moving hastily today, are we? We're just moving normally, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I would say
Right.
we are probably a bit worn out, but yeah, I think Zed would just kind of be like, "Oh, well, I guess let's just keep pushing on and see where we get."
Right. All right then.
All right, pushing forward. Everybody give me perception checks, exhaustion included.
Should I roll survival?
You
So
just be
exhaustion
rolling
included
normally.
means disadvantage.
Yep, the first level, because perception
Damn.
is a skill check.
Double 19s, Veldrin.
Nice.
Veldrin has always had like crazy good perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, even with
I guess
disadvantage.
never.
His
even-
name is Shadow. Like that's what Veldrin means.
Oh.
So even exhausted, Veldrin got a.
Damn. The two my balls are.
Well, Nana
Damn.
would have to roll that a second time.
Yeah, one
Oh,
more
I did,
time.
yeah.
Oopie daisies.
Oopie.
Wow.
It got better.
Wow.
Right, so 25 and 26.
The two most suspicious members of the party remain suspicious of everything.
Growing up a drow has its benefit, it seems.
And the benefit is paranoia.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for the horrible trauma.
But great survival
Keep-
skills.
Keep it up, well, they'll give you more trauma. All right,
Unlike
so
Opal, who had a perfectly decent home life, who rolled a 9.
Opal got to know the bliss of having a full night's rest.
So, the Myval family. As you're making your way through these forests, eyes getting heavy, body, muscles kind of feeling a little worked. Even with that being said, with your respective 25 and 26, you pretty much simultaneously notice that the tree lines are taking on a brighter coloration. It starts very subtle, and it seems like it might become more intense the further you go, but because you caught it so early, you're just now noticing like the absolute furthest edge of it, right? So just that very slight, barely noticeable coloration change is where you've noticed it, as opposed to noticing it further in, and now it's like, oh, it's all around us. We just now noticed this. Like, you notice it before you even step into the boundaries of the coloration change, and it's the normal vibrant forest, right? So you would think greens and brown and like lush colors, and you're starting to see hints of like purple and violets and like these more vibrant, cooler colors. Let me get that backdrop ready.
That's very not right. How come I notice these things? Cursed, Cassandra. I suppose you do believe me. And she'll point to the trees. Like, she's hanging on Veldrin at this point. And she's like, look, leaves, wrong color, not right. Why are they turning that color?
He's looking at this, and like, if he looks one way, does he see it like turning more green?
Yes, because like I said, you're on the very edge of it, so you being aware of it, it's noticeable. It's a very noticeable line.
Lord Master Druid, please explain.
I did ask a question. Does I not? Did nobody hear me?
What did you say?
Oh, I had asked, like, if he looks one direction, is it more green and the other direction more purple, or is it just
Yeah,
kind
he
of
said
all the
that.
same?
Yeah, there's a line. He
answered
said there's
yes.
a line.
Oh, okay. Is there any kind of innate feeling that's different?
I mean, you're not in it, so like right now you're just on the like this is before you hit that line. So
Okay. Okay, he will reach across that line.
all right. You reach across the line. Nothing seems to happen.
I don't notice a difference other than cosmetic.
Loaded. What the heck?
So what about
Are the
the other
rest of
party
us
members?
noticing this by now? Oh, sorry. Same question.
What about the other part? So I rolled like what, a 10 or something, a 12. And so am I like, what are you guys talking about? Because that's what I would be saying. Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Look at Leaf. Leaf green, and then Leaf not green. Why?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like a
alright.
normal
So-
leaf, doesn't it?
With an 11, you wouldn't really even notice that difference.
Both are green, apparently, to Kozik.
Still, we're in the forest. I mean, some trees are darker and some are lighter. It's not so.
It isn't that this is a darker green. It's purple.
So you're seeing different colors on the leaves then.
So I guess the better way to describe it is it's more of a purplish hue starting to
Yeah.
leak in, as it's not like going from green to purple, but it's like there's a purplish hue. And because your check was so high, you notice leaves shouldn't even have that hue to it, but it's extremely subtle. Like when you go to a get some paint for your house and they have that big book of all the paints and all the like variations of gradients in it, like the difference between 1 and 2 is what you guys notice on your
Right.
20 pluses. Really, really hard to spot unless you're sort of looking for it and know how to find it and have the capability of seeing it.
We've entered into the Feywild in the forest before as a sort
Right,
of portal.
and when we found Veldrin, we went into a whole different ecosphere, if you will. So maybe we're entering some other realm or into a portal or something, if that's what you're seeing.
Miavara, can I do a nature check to try and figure out what the fuck? Why is the leaf turning purple?
This is really bothering her.
Yes.
Well, do we keep going and find out?
I can't see the difference. I think we should keep going.
Well, I trust them though. If they're seeing something, I believe them. It's there.
We have to move forward.
I just don't know what it means that there is a purplish hint to the leaf.
Well, let's find out, eh?
Niavar will go to the exact line before leaves start gathering the purplish hue. And she'll take those, like a big fistful of leaves. And she's like, I'm going to put this in my pocket, Kozik. And when we're in the thick of this, and the leaves are all the wrong color, I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to put them at your feet so that I can say, ha 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 ha.
Well, I hope you experience that joy. Let's go.
Oh, is that the sound of joy? I had no idea.
Well, you're in quite a mood
Shaw.
today, Niavara.
I have not slept. I don't think I will sleep for some time. Let's keep walking. Traveler, help me.
Ugh. You yourself are a vexation to travelers. Bah.
I would hope
Uh-oh,
so.
everyone's getting punchy.
I'm stomping off into the woods.
All right. So, continuing forward beyond this boundary line, as it were, the trees do start to take on a more and more vibrant coloration. Not of their natural order, mind you. And it takes a bit for everybody else, but eventually it does become something that even with a 9 is blatantly apparent.
Wait, who had the 9? Oh,
There it is.
It's hard to have an eye. Oh,
you're doing great.
glowy trees.
There we go. Cat roll. And it gets to a point where, like, the ground is, there's still greenery, there's still flora that is green and colored, and vibrantly colored, normal color and vibrant color, but as the image would portray here, there's the plants don't usually look like that. Like,
Oh, wait,
hot
I'm not
pinks
seeing
and
anything.
reds and purples and violets and just a whole slew of coloration that is not of, well, quote unquote natural world. And
Yeah.
you guys
Oh,
can
go
give
ahead.
me a history check.
Oh no. I knew it.
Oh, I just
But it's with disadvantage because
rebooted
of
my rebooted because I
Let's-
wasn't seeing anything on the screen, so it'll take me a minute.
With disadvantage. Although I
Yep.
don't think you can get much worse than a 10.
You can. You got a 7 first.
I know. I'm joking for you because you only rolled once. Oh wait, you don't have exhaustion.
Aw.
You're fine.
Yeah, I know.
God damn it! Now it's not loading. Come on. Okay, just wait. Just.
okay. So with a 16, you think back to situations you've been in where the flora has taken on properties of this particular situation. And you think too, yeah, that's, if ever there were 2 words that would come to mind, 2 words that you're familiar with, 2 words that you probably might not necessarily have the most fond memories of.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Feywild.
Yay! Not really. That's not
Oh,
a yay.
how did
Really.
we get back here?
Not really a yay.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, oh.
Neovara slamming her fist down on the ground like, no!
We're back in the shiny hellhole.
We're back in hell.
And as you say that out loud, all you see is this grin, this set of sharp teeth form on a branch in a tree next to you. No, not hell. No.
Worse than hell, you're right. At least
Ugh.
hell, there's no talking.
Incorrect.
Oh.
There's
Careful,
talking in
tree.
hell?
More
How do you
Also,
how do you know that?
I guess Zed wouldn't notice that.
Joking.
Meow, there's talking in hell. And this is that, like, just disembodied, like, toothy maw, but it's more wide than a snout. Like somebody's just smiling really wide, but it's like unnatural. And it's in a tree. And as it says that, two more mouths appear, and then the original one disappears, and the other two are talking.
Interesting.
Kosik, wait a second. Isn't that your, cat?
I don't. Is there a cat?
There's nothing
It
there,
said
just a
meow.
mouth.
Sounds like a Cheshire cat.
It said meow.
It did.
And besides, you're our face.
Well, I kind of straighten up and I say, "Well, I do not know this mouth, but I will speak with it." And I say,
As one
"Careful who
does
you're
with mouths.
That's what does.
careful who you speak with like that. We're a dangerous company."
Dangerous. Dangerous. Wonderful. I love danger. And the mouth disappeared. The two mouths like move and merge into one mouth again. And then you see a pair of feline eyes. But still no body.
Oh, no. How many cats must we encounter on our journey? I can't keep track of them.
I think your patron might be a cat lady, Kosik.
Ugh. I don't.
A
think so.
patron in Meowinteresting.
That's a really bad cat pun.
Me interest. Meow string. How'd you say that?
This one is not a servant of the Dark Lady.
If you're going to employ cat puns, you have to very perfectly place them.
Fuck off. Sorry.
What a perfect suggestion.
Are you gonna claw about it, Opal?
That's a stretch, and you know it.
Mhm.
Is it more of a stretch than meow Starts with the same letter.
Why don't you tell me?
We can all be a little mournful over this.
There's not a lot to talk about. Mm.
You're finally
Regardless,
pouncing on the suggestion.
What? Regardless, why is there a talking mouth here?
It's obviously some sort of a cat.
No.
Could be a dog.
A dog that says meow.
I mean,
Cat dog.
it could also just be a person who enjoys saying meow.
Cat dog is a fey wild abomination. Alright.
Nevar is punchy.
Meow, what brings you here? Hmm? And the
Walking.
mouth goes upside down like it's hanging from the branch.
An accident, it looks like.
Feet going forward.
You're exhausted. Stop talking.
Aw, you look tired. Perhaps a rest.
Claw
Hmm?
at your eyes.
I don't like this vibe.
No, I'll claw it.
I think they'll be fine for now.
For Neo.
I slipped into it once. I can't get out. Help.
Is this the new aspect of Opal?
No, not.
Girl.
I need to take off some of my hair to construct Opal some cat ears.
Well, travelers, you're certainly welcome to the rest. Don't mind me. And the eyes close, and the mouth shrinks away into nothing.
Oh, I was going to ask another question.
And as you say that, the mouth appears over Opal's shoulder. Yes.
You
Oh,
have to be
that's-
kidding me.
Ah, you've been holding that one back.
We entered here through walking through the material realm. I was wondering if we waited here too long, if it would the way we came in would close, or if it's already closed, or if it's a one-way door. Who knows?
So what do you say?
Opal is asking. We came in here through walking through the material realm, and ended up here through an accident. I'm wondering if we could just walk our way back. And if we rest here too long, if the way back will just close up behind us.
All very interesting questions. And the mouth disappears, and then appears atop, like hovering over Sari's head, almost like it's sitting on her head.
Well, what is it, Cat? Are you here to help us out or not?
Well,
Because we'd like
Live
some
in the
answers.
Feywild.
You
You
s-
should know how they are.
you stumbled into Meow House.
Meow,
No, it just
meow,
meow
house?
meant.
We're going to have a
Meow
meow
house?
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's not say that.
And as Sari's asking that question, the mouth and the eyes just kind of as if something were sitting on your head, but you don't feel anything sitting there. It goes face to face with you.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
So do you just hang out here waiting to talk to anyone that slips through the portal?
What portal? I don't
Well,
know
we
what
were
you're
in one
talking
place
about.
and now we're in another place. You don't know. I don't expect that's true. I think you know right well what we're talking about.
I've been here the whole time.
The whole time. What time is that?
Yes.
Right. That's about all we're gonna get out of this one.
I
It's
mean,
not gonna be much more helpful.
he's just fucking with you, which is why we should
Oh
leave
yeah.
right meow.
He likes they like to troll you.
You have to do it better than them, or you just have to leave. And I think we just
So
keep
Well,
walking.
far, you've
Yeah,
been on
but
a
if you
roll.
yeah, who was it that asked the question if we went back, if we walked the same way out that we came in, if we could go back, if that's we might as well try, eh?
Never hurts. Or it could. Never know.
That does not instill confidence.
Just don't listen to this thing.
The perplexing problem that we face, everyone, is that I did, in fact, point out.
You did what?
I did in fact point out that we were about to walk into an unusual area and there were no other clear paths forward. So meow, we just have to deal with this.
We can't. You don't want to try and go backwards. Then whoever's all right then. And then
No,
we're here.
I
Is
mean,
what you're saying.
can go back if you would like to. But like here's the problem. How hysterical would it be if we just we walk back, it's the same thing. There's the green leaves, and she takes them out of her pocket, puts them down.
Show me this fistful.
Here, she sets them out. The green leaves. That was at the bridge in between our world and the Feywild. We have slipped through to this manifest zone.
Just
And
as
how
you
do those leaves
pull,
appear?
just as you start pulling the leaves out of your pocket, give me a little dex check. I want to say acrobat. Damn it! My brain is always mixing those two up. The dex one, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah.
As you feel the very strong gust of wind, almost as if directed at the leaves that you're pulling out of your pocket. And this is a disadvantage, mind you, because exhaustion. And just as you pull the
dear.
leaves out to present them, they're instantly just blown away.
I am actually going to use my inspiration point for him to make a stupid point.
Right. Stupid points.
Point to be made, which
Just to troll.
specifically to troll
Kozik.
Kozik. Because a wind trying to say to us like, oh no, the leaves were not in fact green. Suspicious. How does that interact though? Does it just like take the one roll? The 18, or do I need to roll a third time?
So if you're using inspiration, so the normal roll was 3, but disadvantage would have made it 18. So you'd be re-rolling that 3.
Got it.
Because in the new edition, it's not apparently when you do like the re-rolls, it's not re-rolling the full advantage or disadvantage. It's just picking one of those dice and re-rolling it. So basically, you just be re-rolling the 3 once.
Understandable. So the 18's not up for grabs. Watch as I roll worse.
Ah! Nice job.
I mean, you did call it.
She did.
So you go to pull out a leaf from your pocket and be like, I'm gonna prove a
See?
point. And you can hear this sort of laughter. It's like as the leaves are just instantly blown out of your hand and off into the brush nearby.
I'm feline as though something is trying to sabotage me.
Precisely. And then the mouth and the eyes disappear from Sari's face. And on another branch nearby, at this point, there is the full context of this creature. You know, it seems to be willing to let itself be known. As you see this white and let's see, it's a white and black cat at first, but then the colors start to meld in and melt, like almost somebody dropping a paint can on top of it, and the colors fill in, and it's this like reddish and violet striped cat and striped like a zebra, not striped like, oh, there's a stripe on his back. It's like full body, like a striped zebra kind of um, coloration and order. And there's this big, toothy smile and these big old eyes. Just everything about this creature is unnatural, even from its body type to the face it has, the look in its eye. The only thing that's even remotely feline, that's blatantly obvious, is the cat ears and the feline eyes. Everything else is just disproportional and just awkward.
Sounds very fey.
A very ferocious being that we have here, it looks like.
I would laugh if I had the energy left.
That's fair. I've overdone the bit.
Have you, though?
Sorry, can you use your paladin's intuition to determine if this creature is good or perhaps evil?
I could. I don't know that it matters, but I think it's just I think it's just it's not either. It's neutral. It just does its trolling thing. I don't think it's going to hurt us, but nor is it going to help us. It's just there to annoy us.
Neovar is actually going to copy the thing's presentation of its paint on its body
Oh,
and do
that's
the same
great.
thing over her own flesh. And she's like, okay, listen, look. I appreciate the bit. Thank you for the fun. We're going to be on our way. Fuck with me again and find out.
Woo!
And as all you hear is the cackling, I don't know, not really hissing sound, but just sort of like its body just slowly fades out.
I think we
You
just
can
keep
give me an
walking.
insight.
Okay.
All of us or Niavara?
I guess everybody.
Oh my fucking god. No.
And
Still
this is
disadvantage, right?
still disadvantage. Yep. Except for
Oh, sorry.
Opal.
How much does the disadvantage take off?
Just roll it again. You take the lower number.
Oh, but I got such a high number. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
okay.
hey, you're rolling better than Opal.
Oh, not fair.
We know for sure that Kozik hopefully knows what's going on.
I alone among this crew.
I
Gosh.
alone can fix it.
Perhaps it has something to do with all the felines Kozik has been in contact with. Perhaps it is the Fae. Perhaps the connection to the Dark Lady. But for however you may presume you're able to determine this, even with being tired as hell, you get the feeling that as this thing disappears, its response is along the lines of, Niavar basically did the fuck around and find out, and this cat's demeanor would suggest challenge accepted.
Oh god.
Right.
I
Now you've got to invoke. Now you've
think
got to.
yeah, you might have made ourselves an adversary, if not an enemy.
Oh no. The cat's
But
out
what
of
do
the
you care?
bag.
You don't care. You don't care. You're fine.
Girlfriend.
We're going to kit into a fight if you're not careful.
Wow.
But with the 19, it's not even a malicious kind of like, I want to murder you kind of challenge accept. It's more like a
I'm gonna fuck with you.
yeah, like it
oh my
is
god, you asked
now
me to
my
fuck with
mission.
you?
Yeah, like it is, you gave me permission to do this and I accept it.
Well, I guess the probably the quickest way out is through. Shall we continue moving?
That's probably wise.
How did we end up back in the Feywild?
Incredible unluckiness.
I can't say I'm very happy about it myself.
Don't you live here?
Oh yeah, but there's people that I don't want to see right now.
This seems to be a particularly obscure corner of the Feywild. I don't know why. It just seems strange.
Yeah, that's never stopped
Seems like
any
the
of them, but yeah.
the backwater section of the Feywild, Kozik.
Backwaters of the boondocks.
Let's see. Let's
Backwaters of
have.
Boondocks.
Oh, you know what? I'll let anybody. Actually, who has Arcana as a trained skill? Looks like.
As a what skill?
Oh,
Trained.
just as a skill you're proficient in.
Oh,
So Opal and Kozik can give me Arcana checks.
Please. Fuck. I have not gotten a number above a 14 this entire
better than Kozik.
He has disadvantage.
Yep.
He would have
Oh,
had he
man.
would have had a fucking 17.
That's the effect of mortality, isn't it?
Oh, he's dying on the inside. So the image you guys are seeing is basically in the Discord, just so you know.
Oh, there's
Well,
the
before
image, okay.
it gained the coloration.
Oh, the cat.
Oh.
Yeah. Yikes.
So yeah, you're continuing forward. Continuing forward.
So
All
where
right.
the hell do we go now? We're not going to Chronosis anymore, that's for sure.
We're still going.
Just as easily as we entered this realm, we may exit.
Exactly.
Well, I like the way you think. Let's do it.
Kozik is correct in this. We're going to just keep walking forward.
And that's going to get us out of here. Well, it may do someday, but
To
yeah.
go
okay.
backwards would be to admit defeat.
Did you see another way around either of, like, Veldrin? I didn't see another way. Like, we were on a path in the woods. As we were walking, right? The path that we were on, we just saw the leaves slowly becoming more and more natural looking.
Well, now that we're here, I don't. If we change. We're not in the same realm as we were before. Same
It
plane.
doesn't look like it.
So
Mm-mm.
the spell is gone.
Oh, yeah, that left you.
Yes.
Yeah, quite a
So
while ago.
there's nothing telling me now if this was correct.
Well, I think we've had enough experiences now to know that if you start seeing a foliage change or run away, that's
Go
a portal.
sideways.
Yes.
It's like avoiding a rip current.
So, as you're walking forward, who is leading?
Me.
Opal will be right behind him.
All right, Kozik, then you get to, as the leader, you get to give me a perception check and a survival.
Oh, great.
Can Opal assist him with survival?
You can.
I
Uh,
don't know.
what would that do for his roll?
If you're, which one are you assisting on?
Survival, not perception.
So if you were to assist, so disadvantage and advantage just cancel each other out, so it wouldn't do anything for his roll.
Pain. 14 isn't the worst, so you know.
So on a 14, I mean it's on the cusp. I know meter beat is meter beat. So on a 14, you are a little turned around, it feels like, but you take a moment and you breathe, you think about where you were, think about what direction you're going, and then think about look as you're looking ahead, think about where you want to go. And you get this weird feeling that like it's taken longer than you think it should to get through where you are. Like you guys have been walking for a good, 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes drones on the 10 minutes, and then it drones on the 15, and it just kind of keeps going and going. And it just feels like you're not making a whole lot of headway.
And is all the foliage looking the same?
I mean, it's the same general coloration and composition. But, as you look back, you just kind of see it just feels like the path keeps winding, like very serpentine, so you can't really see very far from where you were. So a lot of curves, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. But with that being said, you also kind of sort of get this feeling that you're probably not heading east right now.
Right, but what would it matter? Because we're in a whole other place, so the direction almost doesn't even matter anymore.
Yes, it's hard
Because
to
we're
tell how important the cardinal directions are if we do find our way out, if that's the appropriate word. But I think we should keep following the path. I don't know what advantage there would be to striking off of it.
How far away are we from, I guess, where it seemed like we entered this place?
I mean, you'd imagine it's pretty far back. You can't physically see it because the
Okay.
path has been very winding.
So
All right.
it's been
Let's
like
stop
an
it.
hour or more.
About an hour. Yeah, about an hour.
So I guess I guess, yeah. Zed'll just be following the group because he has no idea what's going on or why we're here again.
I don't think any of us do.
Real. We got sucked in.
And why isn't we haven't tried to go back the way we came?
No, there's no point. I don't know.
There's no guarantee that that is where we came from.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's not either. I mean,
At the time that
I
we
don't
moved
know.
forward, we could just as easily become lost moving backwards.
No, but I
And
mean,
then
we
we
might
still
go
wouldn't know
back
where
through
we
the
are.
portal and be, back in the material realm on our way to Chronosis.
The point that Kozik and I are getting around, though, sorry, is that that was the path to Chronosis. There was no door, no portal, and it was like there was like a solid line through the map almost. Like forward was through the Feywild, back is to the material plane.
So that's
we
why
didn't-
So that's why Opal felt like something was fucking weird.
And we
Uh,
didn't see a different way that didn't have the leaf change. You
I
can try
see.
going
All
back
right.
if you want to, but
So
like,
this is our way to Chronosis. Whatever we have to go through here. Yeah.
yes.
All right.
I guess that makes sense. So just keep on the path, keep moving.
I think so.
Yes, yes. Keep on the path. Forward, forward. Wherever
Oh, I
you
don't
go.
trust this thing. Oh dear.
And as these words permeate throughout the air, not even requiring a perception check to hear it, the sun off in the distance, the sun setting at this point, there's just a giant fate, like a giant smile on it.
I don't like you, Beast.
Is there any sort of is there any advantage to our sigil that we have that connects us with Lady Miriam?
All right, we're back in this realm.
I don't know. I can't remember like what the power, if any, of having the little brooches or whatever they are, the cloak clasps. But
Let's see. I guess you can give me a history check to try and recall that. I mean, it has been a little bit since you had figured that stuff out. A lot's happened since then.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my advantage or my inspiration, because then does that get rid of the disadvantage of exhaustion?
It would make it a normal roll. And are you sure you want to use your inspiration on this?
Yeah, really.
I don't know. We either use them or don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're in odd circumstances. We might need it for something else.
Yeah,
I say
that's
use it.
That's all out of character stuff. Kozik is like he needs to feel confident.
I say
Oh.
use it.
Yep, it's taken.
I mean, Niavara used it to try and prove a point and got a worse roll. So, no shame in using it for something goofy.
All right.
16.
So on the 16, you recall these brooches / badges are intended as a means of masking your presence from scrying and basically magically spying on you.
Okay, so it's not as if we can like necessarily use them to be like, help us, Lady Miriam, we need your help.
Nope, not that you are aware of their functionality.
Yeah.
Pretty much they were designed to keep, if just because you got good enough history, mostly designed to keep things from spying on you and basically finding you, such as individuals that may have harassed your party in the past. So, entities like individuals that may be named Marn from being able
Right.
to be a harassing figure.
Which
Well, that's a
Zed's
good
been
thing.
harassed by Marn since we've gotten these things.
Yeah, 50-50.
Not quite. No, not since then.
Was it 80%?
Are you sure it was Marn?
100% of the time?
It just looked like him.
Oh no, that wasn't.
Looking
that
like
was
him
Zed.
and being him aren't.
Well, yeah, I mean, like in character, Zed's pretty sure it was him. I don't know.
Oh, he saw that. Yeah, that wasn't Marn. Well, that wasn't an attack.
Yes. So unfortunately,
Marn harassed you after we got these from Lady Miriam?
Well,
Something
it was
that looked like Marn.
yeah, it was that light that Zed was swimming after. The reason that he just like took off and went
Oh,
after it was
yes.
because it looked like it was giving
That's
It was like a
right.
silhouette, and all of a sudden, either he saw Marn or thought he saw Marn, so he just went after it.
Yeah, no, that
That's
wasn't
right.
Marn.
So he's still just thinking Marn's messing with him. Could be anything. I guess. So are we just? We're still following this path. You mentioned Cube. The sun was kind of going down. Or is it time to try and make a camp somewhere?
Could be.
Well, I think we're all exhausted. Why don't we set up a camp?
Probably a good idea.
Likely the best choice at this point, so that we don't gather another level, don't get more tired and make more dumb decisions.
Exactly.
Can Zed send the Raven up just to do like a little scan around and see if there might be a spot that, like a little bit of a clearing, or a place to make camp, or maybe some sort of building
Like
or village or something that's within sight?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Since I'm looking through the Raven, can I
It's
just do it
using their
normal instead
stats,
of? Okay,
I believe.
I don't. I
No,
can't access
just do it normal.
Okay.
Just do it normal. It'll save hassle. I'm glad you remembered you had the Raven. So,
Yeah, I had a missed opportunity earlier.
As DM has been
But-
sitting here twiddling fingers, like, I wonder if he's gonna use the Raven. So the Raven flies up, and how high? Just above the tree line.
I will. Yeah. How tall are the trees? Would you say? Because I think I can still see. It's like 120 feet that I can still communicate with it and see through its eyes. I believe.
So you send it 120 feet up.
I'll set it above the tree line. And well, yeah. I'll just send it up as high as I can, just see what I can see.
All right. So Raven flies up, and with an 18. Actually, you know what? When the Raven flies up, Little One's gonna do the same thing. He hasn't had a chance to spread his wings. But anywho, the Raven. So it flies up, looks around, and you realize that this terrain does have a boundary. It's a very sizable sphere. However, looking down, it looks like you guys have only moved like 10 feet.
Oh.
Wow.
So you see, so Zed's eyes are like all starry and celestial. And he'll blink a couple times. All right, so we're in some sort of like magical sphere, bubble, as it were, and I can see that there is
Because it flies out
an
the
edge,
range.
sort of barrier, boundary. We've not really made any progress, by the way. So potentially going back and he's gonna hold up a finger real quick, just kind of like oh, 1 sec, and he's gonna blink back into the Raven. If this is like a sphere, like a bubble, do I have range since we are maybe like 10 feet from this wall? Like, could I send the Raven through this barrier and see what I can see on the other side?
Well, by parameter, it's the difference between normal forest and this area. So imagine it being like a droplet of water, right? It's not so much a barrier like you can't get through it or you're trapped in it, as much as you are within the perimeter of the
Okay.
coloration difference.
So I guess, do I have the range to send this Raven back? I guess back where we came from, and it's all normal. Like that's where we came from?
From 120 feet up, yeah.
All right.
But we're not in the Feywild. We're just in this bubble
So-
universe.
So Zed's got eyes now outside of this sort of area, and he's gonna like blink back. Yeah. So, we're in like a weird sort of like pocket. I don't know how to describe it or why it's here, what it's doing, but we basically aren't moving at all.
And you
I
can
was
give
able to-
me well, it was a good enough perception. So another thing is your raven finally lands and not moving and seeing everything. You guys are moving extraordinarily slow comparatively.
like all physical movements are just in slow mo.
Yep, worse than slow-mo.
Okay. Okay.
But if we're all moving slow, we don't even notice it.
Correct.
Right.
Hmm.
So
So time
Zed's
is a
gonna
factor.
relay all this stuff, and he's gonna say, I can't really see how large this pocket is, but I could see that there was like a barrier, like I said, so it could feasibly be possible to go back and then go around it. But at this rate, we've not made it hardly anywhere at all.
The hell?
You mean with all our steps and all our moving, we've not gone anywhere?
It's as if
You guys have made it. Let's see, so you traveled for about an hour, so you probably made it like 20, maybe 25 feet.
What the heck?
And you hear
But
a
did we feel
snickering
like
in
we
the
were taking more steps?
Oh yeah. It felt like a full hour's worth of walking.
That little bastard.
And you hear a snickering in the distance.
I want to kill it. Please let me kill him. Please,
Please do.
Please. She's turning to like Kozik and sorry. Do I have your permission?
Please kill him.
God, this thing's dead meat.
Beautiful.
So, what does the party do with that newfound information?
so. Zed's gonna suggest. I know we've been walking for a while,
My chest was
and it's
squeezed.
getting late, and we're probably going to need to rest soon. I don't really think it's a good idea to rest in here, though.
Bad idea.
Right, but if we're
Now.
moving so slow, how are we gonna get out of here?
It
Before we're
wanted us-
exhausted.
It wanted us to take a rest.
I'm just being helpful. As you see the pair of eyes just appear in the tree nearby.
Neovar is going to try and cast Sacred Flame on the damn thing.
Do it. Maybe if we kill it, this whole effect will stop.
There are eyes. That's a
Mhm.
thing.
Ooh, actually. So you cast Sacred Flame, and you see your flame go off, and a cat's body appear, and it falls to the ground, and it looks like it's dead.
She's gonna walk over to it, poke it with her foot.
Give me a perception check.
Oh,
13.
Well, it didn't get worse. Unfortunately, we have to deal with the 13, though.
Yep, it totally looks dead.
You know,
Can't
if
be
it
that
looks
simple.
just looks like a normal mundane cat, she's gonna bend down and actually do the medicine check on it to like look at its chest and stuff. Like, oh god, did I actually just kill some poor innocent cat?
With a 13, yes, you did.
Okay, that's actually unholy. Look at that. The perception and the medicine checks are the exact same both times. That can't be right.
Or it was meant to
That's
be.
what we call spooky. Ugh, that's unfortunate. The world's not breaking apart though.
Nope.
That's
She
really
picks up
unfortunate.
she picks up the dead cat. Shall we bury it?
It's the bed. What else do you do with the dead cat?
If we're moving slowly, why would we keep spending time in here?
Oh,
That's
true.
my thought as well. It's
I'll
going to take
bury
us
Yeah,
like
just leave it under a tree and let's go.
I'll find a good tree to put it under. Let's go.
Not like he deserved it.
So, as you go to toss the body aside, you see that smirk appear like in the side of the cat.
Little fucker. Couldn't have
Not
been
on the
that
front,
easy.
but in the side, like it's formed on the body of it. And there's
Neomar
another
matches
snicker.
this by putting her face on her arm. And she's like, oh, you think that's funny? You think that's funny?
Oh man, he's having so much fun with you.
She gave him permission.
Yeah, Zed's like holding his hands up. He's like, you did say fuck around and find out, so.
I mean, I guess here's the find out part. She's still holding him.
Yep, holding a dead cat.
It's called a inflict wound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, but this is a this spell requires me to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Whack it.
You have to punch
Unlike
a dead cat.
It's not dead, it's alive.
I mean, you're holding it. And it's not
Hey,
disadvantage on attack rolls, it's just skill checks.
Oh, then
It's
it's a
not-
19.
It's not it's not as bad as smiting a piece of paper.
Then she rolled a 19.
Yep. So you inflict wounds.
Yes. Let us out, let us out, let us out, let us out.
And necrosis takes over the body. And the body, basically the body just like, almost as if you burned it, turns to ash. Which doesn't seem right. But it turns to ash and just kind of disappears from your hands. Like a wind is carried off the ashes.
I am a meaner fae than you. Let me out.
Let me out. Meow.
So you caught that, huh?
I did. I mean, I caught all of them. Yes, you are quite mean. And I am just a humble feline.
What is
As
it?
the dust, the dust has been pulled out of your hand, or the ash has been pulled out of your hand, just, dissipates. But the tree next to you also just forms this smile as it speaks to you. I simply exist here,
And I
friendly
told
and
you,
helpful.
mess around with me, and I will show you what I'm made of.
What
Oh, she
are
can't. Stop.
you made of? I wonder. Give me a wisdom
Knives.
saving throw.
Disadvantage.
Nope,
Nana, quit
normal.
fucking around with this thing.
So on a 13, you would see. Well, first, you just take a whopping 6 points of damage, and you feel like somebody is like. At first, it feels like tugging at your shoulder, but then it feels worse and worse, like they're like almost like your arms being dislocated from somebody pulling on it, up until you see basically everybody could see it really. A exact copy of Niavara standing next to Niavara. What
Wow.
are
Little
you
fucker.
made of? I wonder. And at that point, and this is the original Niavara. This is the not the you know, the shifted version. This is Niavara as a changeling Niavara.
Oh.
And at that point, it shifts its form, much like how Niavara would, and it shifts to basically everybody in the party, as if changing into each of your forms. What are you made of? And it shifts, and it's almost like it because at first it goes through the parties, right? It'll take the form of Kozik, and then it'll take the form of Zed, and so on and so forth. But then it starts going into more obscure references, like people you have quote unquote dealt with in the past.
Wow.
Who are you made of? And it goes through more and more faces that you yourself are very familiar with. What are you made of? And it shifts back to your original form and all the forms that you have taken historically. Why are you made of this? And the person standing next to you becomes that of your mother, the drow one.
Veldrin steps forward and grabs Niavara's arm.
Niavara is very tense. And she's like, ha ha, what a great parlor trick. As though I don't know what I've done. And she twists out her knife. Her hand might be shaking.
Veldrin pulls on her arm harder. Niavara, leave it be. We are stuck in here. It wants to do this to you. Leave it be.
Oh, but do they know what you have done?
Yes.
Niavara, the longer we are in here, the more time that passes. We need to leave.
She's breathing out very heavily as she stares at the damn thing in the face of her mom. And again, her mom looks a lot like Niavara herself at this point, right? Older, colder, but like the whole party can see the ways that like Niavara had like styled herself off her mother when they had first met her. The same hairstyle, the same way that she'd worn her dress.
Hmm. Of sturdier things I have seen, of interesting pasts you have become. The future, I wonder. And at that point, the visage disappears.
Bitch. And she'll look to the exit behind them. Hopefully the exit.
When you look back, it's, as I described for Kozik, it seems like a lot of winding paths behind you. So not
Oh,
really
fuck
a clear
shit.
exit.
She'll turn to Opal and Vel, the two people in the party who theoretically did have a decent survival at this point and know how to get the fuck out. If you're telling me that I should stop fighting it, how the fuck are we gonna get out? As she gestures behind them.
Shoot.
Hmm?
You could simply ask nicely and admit defeat.
Yavara, you can do that. Don't let it win. You admitting defeat is winning. Because you're
That
not
is
going to play its game anymore.
that is a matter of contradictions. Admitting defeat is admitting I lost, which cannot be winning.
And is admitting defeat and losing worth more than whatever this thing could do to you?
What could it do to me?
Niavara, that kind of thinking
Or
seems
to
terribly orthodox.
Or to
Coming
put
from
it
you.
in a way that you might be more inclined to listen to, what it would do to Veldrin, Niavara.
That does in fact get her attention as her eyes turn to Vel.
I told you we need to leave.
Wait, what got your attention? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Opal said, instead of thinking about what it could do to Niavara, what it would do to Veldrin.
Oh, okay.
And she looks at him and he's just like, I already told you we need to leave.
Is your pride worth so much to you, Niavara?
Yes, is it?
Oh, you damn stupid.
Nobody here, except for that thing, is going to hold it against you.
I
heard
gave
you say.
to get back to you, Niavara.
Let us out of here, please. You stupid motherfucker.
Said ask nicely.
I did.
Yeah.
The word please was in there and everything.
Is that you admitting defeat?
Oh,
Opal is
just
just
say
shaking
yes.
her head in the background.
Just say yes.
It's me admitting that I don't know how to get us out of here.
Niavara, just say it. You can break my hands off if you want to afterwards. Just say it.
Just say it and save us.
Zed's gonna sign over in Thieves' Cant to Niavara. I what's to say it's gonna let us go?
Ooh.
And she's struggling
Mm-hmm.
because, God damn. Rock in a hard place here. Please let us go. This is clearly your domain and not mine.
While this is happening too, can Zed send his mage hand? You said we were about 25 feet.
Yep.
Can Zed send his mage hand past this barrier? So at the 30-foot mark, and grab some more of those green leaves on the other side and bring him back to himself?
So you try and cast Mage Hand, but Mage Hand still could only go as far as you can see it, which your vision would be
Okay.
obscured by
Fair.
a winding path behind you.
Got it. All right.
That doesn't sound like admitting defeat. Do you admit defeat? I will keep my end of the bargain.
Hey, what if I admit defeat? What if I say that, well,
Well,
I
what-
was wrong. And, yeah, I probably got us into this mess, so, yeah.
Zedric,
I
you didn't
admit,
say
I
anything
admit
to the damn
defeat,
thing.
and he's just gonna look at this cat. He's just ignoring, Inanna. Is that fair? Because we do really need your help, I guess. Pretty please.
All lovely words, but they only have weight coming from her. And its tail flicks in Neovar's direction.
He'll just kind of like glance over like at Neovara, and he'll like sign thieves' cant. I tried.
Admit defeat to what exactly?
Admit that this meager little fey creature bested you.
For starters, I don't know what type of fey creature you are. I'm also a meager little fey creature. I said that at the start.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'll admit. This is your domain. I should have known better than to assume.
Hmm. And at that point, the stripes on the cat disappear. Its body fades, leaving just the eyes and the mouth. An acceptable response for acknowledging your defeat. And then the eyes slowly shut. The grin starts to fade away. The leaves, they retain their color, but behind you, you see a raven waiting patiently, and the winding path that was once behind you is no longer there. And I take it you guys are gonna hastily remove yourself from the parameter.
Yeah.
100%.
Go-
Neovar
going
is
forward.
stomping forward as soon as she sees the exit. She's like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this.
Oh, thank God that wasn't the real Feywild. Jesus.
And
Zed's
it-
gonna
And as you're leaving, there's just the snickering like chortle. A pleasure
kinda got
to
a
do
bit of a-
business. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. No. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's
What'd
all I
you
was
say,
saying.
Cupid? What'd you say, though?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Oh, it just said, a pleasure doing business.
Uh,
So he's kind of got a bit of a scowl on his face. And as we start to walk, he kind of like, how people kind of grab their coat and just kind of like snap their collar a little bit, just
yeah.
kind of pull your coat on like real tight. Like, so he does that just as like a bit of a scoff. And he looks up as we're walking out, and he just kind of mutters out to this thing. Aye, well, there certainly are many ways of being cruel, but that was a special kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I guess, yeah, so Zed will have his raven just kind of like hovering in the direction that we need to go. So we have a bit of a waypoint.
So your raven, just so you have an idea. So your raven saw that there was a parameter, so you could walk around this particular area.
Yeah. So I guess when we get outside, however long that's going to take, I'm sure that's the direct path. Zed's going to suggest, well, I know we kind of had a bit of our time wasted, but should we try and make a camp and get some rest?
Maybe a bit further away from the abomination.
And when you ask that question, Zed, you feel little claws land on your shoulder. Little one's been up there the whole time. You get the feeling that he just now landed.
Oh,
Shit, okay.
little one
Hi.
jump scare.
What'd I miss?
In character, Opal is fine. Out of character, I am not fine. I was. God.
So, sounds like you guys are gonna take a few little bit away, set up a camp, try and rest off that exhaustion.
Yep, I believe that's the goal.
Yep.
100%. And Niavara is going to do it all in very choppy silence. She is unsettled. And mad.
The joys when you basically tell an NPC that's already mischievous, yeah, I dare you to be mischievous. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it won.
Niavara, it is not my place to typically ask, but
Uh,
are you
That's fun. That was funny.
upset at me?
Why would I be upset at you?
Telling you to suck it up and just say it. Admit.
I didn't see another way out either.
I thought you knew better than to how do I say this? Encourage fey creatures.
I hate them.
I hate that.
Honestly, that thing seems so much worse than Lady Miriam, was it?
She's probably just better at hiding it.
Veldrin steps up and takes her hand.
She'll look away. You saw. It went through my mind. That motherfucker went into places that it never should have gotten into.
Niavara, that thing was made to fuck with people. That's its whole reason for being. Don't take it personally. Don't take it on. Just be glad we're away from it. That's all it lives for. Don't let it get the best of you.
Trying to fight it wasn't going to make it any better.
Is it Neavara group hug time?
That's right.
I will
Zed's gonna
slither out of here. if
Zed's
I
gonna
need
be trying to help set up camp and stuff. And it's it seems like everyone's kind of consoling Neavara and kind of maybe one by one just saying hey, don't feel bad. And it's not like Zed's avoiding that, but he's just setting up camp just so that we have a place to rest. And he'll pipe up as all this is going on. I'll take first watch if you all just want to get rest.
Sounds great.
Veldrin
I
is
can do that if you want me to.
Veldrin's going to be staying close to Neavara, and he does take his cat familiar and puts her in Neavara's lap.
That's just what she needs right now, another cat.
This one is Veldrin's cat, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I was gonna say, if anyone else did this, it would be mocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the cat skeleton? Get that out.
You want to let Mittens out?
Yeah, where's
Very
Mitten?
wise.
Last time we did that, Mittens dug up a bone demon.
Aberration.
All right. So, you guys set up camp, take some watches, and let's see if
Yeah, that'll be on first watch.
nothing happens.
Opal will be on first watch with Zed.
Take second watch.
Guess I'll do
Neavara's
the
on.
third.
Also on third, Neavara.
So, you guys take your respective watches, and luckily for you, nothing happens. So, it is a restful evening, which would remove your exhaustion.
Oh, God bless.
Ah, nice.
And at that point, you guys would wake up in the morning, in an actual morning, and well, I mean the discoloration's still there. Like if you go looking for it, the boundary is still there. It's a lay line.
I will say OOC, just doing long rest didn't remove exhaustion, so you might have to go manually click it.
Oh yeah, I just click it.
Yeah.
I also don't see my token right now, so I don't know if I can. Because it's not showing up underneath my conditions. Which is funny as hell.
So, yeah, basically you guys wake up in the morning, fully rested, ready and raring to go. And at that point, not every session has to have a cliffhanger. You just wake up in the morning.
That's right. Yeah.
The cliffhanger is
sounds
what we're
good.
going to do in this day.
Cliffhanger is how much time they lost.
Oh yeah, good question.
Uh,
And how big of a gun will you
5
bring back next
billion
time?
years.
Well, that'll be a question for next time.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
guess-
the issue is we won't really know, will we?
All right.
The cliffhanger is going to be
Awesome.
how we figure out how to get around this big time bubble.
Nice. That was a relatively dynamic session, even though we ended up wandering in confusion like we always do.
It
We
was very
wandered in a
fun to be
relatively
back.
straight path, given follow the path.
Now I'm kind of wondering if that light was going to lead us around the bubble, and we were like, no, don't trust it.
Can't trust it.
Huh.
Irony. I don't know how ironic is cube on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, it's up there. So yeah, probably you're right.
It's
Well,
like
now that we've mentioned it as an option, he's probably it also could be like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Skip
Exactly.
writes down a notebook.
Might not be the case this time, but it will be the case at a different point in time. Watch.
That's right.
what
That's
it's
the
so
way
it,
he
it's
rolls.
is it dawned on me because we were like, and sorry's like we follow everything, like we get distracted with everything, and then I'm like, one of these times, one of these distractions is going to be actually where we
Something
need to go,
useful. You're
and
right.
then it's going to be kind of like, okay, guys, can we just this one time not follow it? We're like, okay,
Right.
all right.
Oh, also, did you guys see the new Artificer?
No,
The new 2024 stuff.
Yes.
I know.
I haven't looked at it
They
yet.
get
The
updated?
Artificer, no.
Did they release
There's
that? Or are you
I'm
just
not
talking
sure.
about the are you talking about the Unearthed Arcana?
It's the new Artificer stuff. Like the one where you basically become Tony Stark.
24.
You can be Iron Man.
Yes, I believe it's the armorer replacement, where instead of being, yes, I can wear a bunch of armor, your entire shtick is, I have a magical suit of armor. What you gonna do about it?
That's awesome.
By
Because I know you could get your AC up to like
Manifesto class has also been
Really high.
packaged and it's upgraded.
yeah,
to
like
5
artificers
think
can I
for-
think have like a 21 or
Ooh.
something.
Wow.
I think at the moment, Opal has the highest AC in the party by at least 5. If I
What's your
recall.
AC?
Sorry's 18.
19. Wait,
yeah, I'm
right.
18.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we gotta still do the voting for inspiration.
AC.
Before we get
skill.
too sidetracked, inspiration voting.
Yeah, true.
Niavara.
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 Yeah,
She went
it's
through some hell, man.
through all of that. Yeah, for sure.
I apologize for that many cat puns.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna change my vote
Oh,
because
it's a
of the cat
reminder.
puns.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, don't pussy out now.
Well, it's not going to you anymore. No, no, definitely Niavara. That was good RP. That was good.
Yeah,
Good character building moment.
yeah, that was awesome.
I did
I
not
will-
expect the think about your brother Niavara moment to work so well.
That was good. That was clutch.
Of her own pride, it's always going to top first. Other people, we'll think.
That's why
Other people-
Zed was like in the back of his head too, Zed's like almost irritated that Niavara had to do that because and that's why he said like that was like a special kind of cruel. Because of everyone, like Zed doesn't give a shit. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, it was me. I lost.
Right.
Oops." And it just means nothing. And the cat was like called his bluff. Basically, was like, "Yeah, it's weightless." I
Right.
want her to say it because of all of us. That's probably the most difficult thing for Niavara.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was
Oh yeah. As a character,
big.
she doesn't ever want to admit that she's wrong, and
Yeah.
she didn't technically.
Doesn't
She
she-
even out of
wormed-
character,
you wormed your
Niavara
way.
is coping.
You wormed your way through that.
No. She did, in my brain at least, I was trying to be like, okay, what is the way that will allow her to salvage the most of her ego?
Also,
no,
this
you
is-
did. You did because you were just like, I admit I made a mistake. This is your realm. but you didn't admit defeat. But he's like close enough.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was awesome.
In his eyes, that was you admitting defeat. So I guess it's a matter of
Perspective.
how you interpret it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but she got to save a little face again.
Yeah.
It was an act of submission either way.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
right.
yeah, she hates it.
All right, well, I'm gonna sign
Never
off,
mind
guys.
the fact. Yeah. Good night,
Bye.
Kozik.
Good
I'll
night,
see y'all soon.
Kozik. I said. All
And-
right, everybody. Well,
And little did you know, those puns were probably more helpful to you than you think. I'll only leave that hint.
Oh.
When
Does the
Cube
cat
said
like
that
cat puns?
when Cube said that he was that he heard all of them, I just picture because there's a little thing in our Wednesday session that one of the players likes to say, and Cube keeps track of every time they say it, and so I'm just
Mhm.
picturing Cube making tallies on like a notebook or something of every time you make a cat pun, and there's like 19 fucking marks on there because you just kept making them.
Oh my
God.
god.
Anyway,
Well, nothing bad happened while you were doing it, so
True.
The deep lore is that Carb tried to run a superhero campaign. My superhero campaign was a monster as a
Cat girl.
cat girl.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Post game discussion stuff. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys watching and chilling, enjoying. Hopefully, for those of you on the Ubles Tubles, we do this every Tuesday, 7:40 Pacific. Well, we try to anyway. We're getting close to our 100th episode. Nice. Trying to think of announcements here. Tomorrow's the Wanderers. That's gonna be at 5:30 Pacific. And you guys use all your inspirations. So I think that's everything. Is that everything? I think that's everything. All right. Well, I'll catch you guys again next time tomorrow. Back at it 5:30 Pacific for the other game, part 3 of their Christmas episode. The continuation. Hopefully they'll get through it, but we'll see. Yeah. So I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever it is in between for you. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right. Later.